What's up, everybody?
What's up?
How's it going?
Hey,
What's up?
hey.
What's up? I love that intro.
Thank you.
Got me fired up.
Tonight we have three very special guests. We have Mr. Colton Dietz, Mr. Tommy Jackson, and Mr. Sean. I'm going to screw your last name up.
Berube.
Berube. There you
Berube.
go.
Okay.
Berube.
Glad I
These
didn't pronounce it
gentlemen
how I was
are
going to.
these gentlemen are the official creators, designers, and imagination behind Her Monster, correct?
Yeah. That's correct.
And all three of you are pretty like your actors, your directors. You pretty much run the gambit through all of like the Hollywood things, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we're all three of us are filmmakers. We have our, I guess, areas of expertise, but yeah, all three of us kind of get a great idea of all aspects of filmmaking. So we're all independent filmmakers. We've all created multiple short films, feature films, and yeah, on an independent film, as most of you will know, you kind of have to wear all hats at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're in that realm, I'm sure it's kind of ideal to learn every aspect just in case you want to like go for it with your own projects, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, speaking of that, um, let's get into how you all get started in this. Who wants to go first?
I'll start. Um, it's kind of interesting, my story. I joined the military out of high school. Then I became a Tucson police officer for 20 years. And almost near retirement, a friend of a friend was like, hey, man, we're doing an independent horror film. Why don't you come audition? And like at that point, I had no intentions of being involved in filmmaking, nothing like that. Never thought about it. And he convinced me, so I did. I went and auditioned, and they actually offered me a lead role on this independent horror film. And the first day of filming, I fell in love with it. And I'm the type, if I'm going to do something, I jump in with both feet, and I just hit the ground running, got involved in every student film, every independent film I could get involved in, acting classes. And I then ended up moving to California to pursue Hollywood. And the military had different ideas for me. So I'm also in the Air Force Reserve. And they were like, hey, we need you active duty orders at March Air Force Base. But so then I'm still doing the active duty military thing, but also pursuing Hollywood on the side. After years of the grind of trying to get acting roles, and then I also got involved with some stunt teams and doing stunt work. I found I enjoyed the creative process more of making independent films. That way I could have more control of what was being made. Um, and then along the way, I've made some good friends, such as Tommy Jackson and Colton Dietz. I love the passion, the talent, the creativity that both of them have. And I made a decision this year that I wanted to make a feature film of my own, produce it, and I couldn't think of anybody better but Tommy and Colton to help me along the way. They uh, they both agreed to join me on this journey, and here we are.
Awesome.
Wow.
That is an awesome story. Tommy, you want to go next, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think the coolest thing too I'll say is like kind of like what Sean was saying. It's basically like I see Colton, Sean, and me. It's almost like if you were to translate it to Hollywood, it's like three studios coming together since we all, know the lay of the land. We all are filmmakers. We all have gone through it on an indie level. We know so many things. We wear so many hats. Like us all coming together as this mega thing, this mega filmmaker together, and we're making this. So yeah, I mean, I have been in filmmaking my entire life. Like growing up, I, kind of had that story I'm sure most, film students have said of, oh, loved watching movies, then got into making little films with my friends on like the oldest cameras and cell phones of like the early 2000s and stuff like that. Um, get into college. I went to UNCSA in North Carolina, got my bachelor's there. And when I went there, majored in directing. Directing was something that I loved. And the thing I loved about directing mostly was getting behind the camera. So I kind of had this kind of teeter totter between director of photography and directing, um, as well as editing too. That's something on Her Monster I'm going to be also managing as well. But when I graduated school, I wanted to keep pushing and finding narrative work to do. But the biggest thing for me was figuring out how to also make a living from it, since I wanted to do it full time. And I was actually shooting music videos for years. So I was directing,
Oh,
I was
nice.
shooting them, director of photography, editing them, kind of doing the whole thing. And through this process, I was learning kind of all the key positions, and through trial and error myself, figuring out how to do them to the best of my capabilities, learn how to work with others. And that goes as, cinematographer, editor, director, what have you, gaffer, what have you. And a few years ago, well, I guess I could say like two and a half, I was finally like, okay, I'm ready to invest and produce my first feature film, indie feature film, which is where I met Sean, called The Tunnel. It's currently still in the distribution process, as lots of indie films obviously go through that.
Right.
But that was partly in Arizona, and that's how I met Sean, because some of the film was shot there, and the rest of it was shot in Chicago, which is my hometown. It's where I live. But yeah, that was just an incredible experience, of going through pre-production all the way to post as an indie filmmaker. And even though it's extremely difficult and daunting, having that creative freedom really is something that, like, you just, once you have it, you never want to give it up. You know what I mean? Like, being an
Right.
indie filmmaker is such a powerful thing. And I've heard from countless people, who've worked in Hollywood type of environments, and I've also been on sets like that, and there's just there's a magic in the indie filmmaking with the creativity, and not having things kind of get too sold out and political, that is just amazing. So yeah, I shot The Tunnel, met Sean, and over the last 2 years I've did another feature film, Whispers of the Witching Hour, which we just decided to independently distribute, not go through like a distributor, necessarily like a bigger distributor. We just did it independently. That's on Amazon Prime right now. And
Yeah.
yeah, Sean came to me a couple months back, and he had been, we had been kind of talking about doing something, like figuring out a film, a project that all these filmmakers, it's like the event, it's really like the Avengers, like all these people Sean knows, all these filmmakers like Colton and me, and others who are part of the film. It's just like what can we do? And finally Sean made the decision. He's like, Her Monster seems to be the best thing we could do. He posted it on Instagram, and his post went insane, like millions of views. And as soon as I saw that personally, I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is going to be a hit. Like, if this is turned into a feature film with all of our creative visions and minds together, it's going to be a hit. It's going to be an indie hit, 100%. Um, so yeah, basically, now we've just been gearing up to shoot Her Monster. Um, and for me personally, I'm just using all of the knowledge, the trial and error, the successes, the failures, the skill sets I've learned through making independent feature films and various other works from my past. So we're super excited for this. Everything I shoot, definitely getting behind the camera as a cinematographer is probably my favorite thing in the key positions. And everything I shoot, I always want it to be the best thing I've ever shot. So, Her Monster is up next, and I'm like, this is going to be the best thing I've ever shot. So I'm super excited.
Ready to go. Awesome. Mr.
Right on.
Dietz.
Hey, real fast, I'm so sorry. Where is the link? I have a few friends and family asking, where's the link for them to be able to watch this, like right now?
If you go to my page
I
on
can provide it.
Instagram, or
I will put it in the
Gold member, go ahead.
guest
Yeah,
chat.
go ahead and put it in
Yes.
our chat.
Yes.
And then that
Sorry,
way you can
guys.
grab it and send it out. No worries.
It's all good.
No. Let's see.
I apologize. I just had a few people asking.
No, the more the merrier.
Yeah. Exactly. Let me bring it up. Devils and Ravens guest room. My clipboard, because I've been forwarding it to everybody anyway. There you go. That should be it. Yep, that's it. There you go.
While he does that, let's go ahead and take a look at our chat. We got Mudscuffer. Thanks for showing up, man. Tripping in Toys.
Yes.
Thanks for showing
Thank you for coming in.
Ravens Eye Studios 21. Thanks for coming.
I don't know that guy. That guy's horrible. Zach Smith. What's up, guys? Perfect time to finish my homework for Friday. Awesome. Oh, look at that.
Hi,
You
I'm
even
back.
got
Sorry
extra
about that.
credit. No worries. All right, sir. Tell us your story.
So, I guess you could say it's a cliche. I was one of those like nerdy kids that have kind of always had a camcorder in my hand since I was like probably 11 years old. I grew up in the boom of YouTube. So in 2006, when YouTube really became popular, I was 11 years old then. And so I didn't make videos right then, but that was kind of, in other words, when I got into filmmaking, I wasn't that guy that was, I can name every director who did every TV show episode. I was like, I wanted to be a YouTuber. I just thought it was cool. Like, oh, get some friends together. Let's make some goofy stuff. And after making a few videos just with friends in junior high, I found that was kind of boring just to film like a little short video. So I started expanding into wanting to do storytelling. So I kind of found my love in an odd way of just starting off wanting to make YouTube videos when I was like 13, 14 years old in junior high. But anyways, through that, I grew up in Arizona. I grew up in Phoenix, though, so about 2 hours from where Sean Berube grew up or lived as a police officer. And I worked in corrections very, very briefly, so I don't have a hero career like Sean. But basically, I was that guy just always making videos, going to mixers in Arizona. And I really fastly learned that if I needed to grow and expand, it wasn't going to happen in Arizona. There just wasn't the connections for it. There wasn't the relationships for it. So about 5 years ago, I moved out to Las Vegas, and ever since then, I've been working. So I do a little bit of everything in the industry. I've do talent management work, camera operating for shows. I directed a few episodes of the series Inside the Mind of a Serial Killer, which is a documentary crime show that used to be on Netflix. And then kind of like Tommy, I actually, and Sean Berube was in that movie actually as a police officer, but we filmed a film with Eric Roberts for 20,000. And I kind of came to the same conclusion as Tommy and Sean, is that you kind of have to just do it on your own. And so I had a really small team of like me and one other guy shooting that movie. And I worked on Sean with that and a few other projects. And then I just did another horror film called Remnants that's currently in post. And we're currently talking with some distributors about that. And so basically, that's how Sean and I have known each other. We've known each other on a few different projects. And so I've bounced around the industry, if that makes any sense, doing just about any job that pays, from PA to grip to gaff to camera operator to the only thing I haven't done is like AD work. But those skills have taught me how to handle producing for shows because I've done producing for reality shows. So it's taught me how to like location scout, contract, negotiate, secure items for really cheap. And so not only am I directing Her Monster, but I did a lot of that for this movie, like securing a big chunk of the locations, negotiating with the actors. I just started hitting them up on social media. Some of them I've directed before, some of them I haven't. And then, so we slowly put the cast together like that. So, anyways, so in Her Monster, I'm primarily directing, but I have done a lot of the producing aspects for pre production for this.
Wow, that's
Nice.
a lot, man.
That's
A lot.
Yeah.
it's intensive.
So this journey you guys have all started, and it seems you are well on your way to becoming very successful at it. I've seen previews. I've seen the screenshots you guys put up on Instagram and stuff like that, and very excited to see what you guys produce and put out there. So tell us a little bit more about, like, where did the idea for Her Monster come from, or like what's the inspiration for it?
So back in like 2021, I think, there's a guy out in Arizona, a writer. His name is Ted Tanaka, and he wrote a little short film, a concept film called Her Monster. And we went and filmed it back then, just like a 15-minute film, 18 minutes. And he took it after we finished it, and he took it and put it in a bunch of film festivals. It won over like 40 awards. And there was talk back then about doing a feature film for this, but I don't think any of us were really ready at the time. And come fast forward to 2025, I now have the finances, I have the team, I have the the ability to produce this film, and just to see, just to test the waters, I posted it on Instagram, just a little clip from that concept video, and like I think Tommy said, it went viral. It shot up to like 2 million views. It's still going. It's over 2.5 million views now. All the comments have been very positive. Everybody's asking for the feature film to be made. So I got with my team and I was like, "You guys, I think this is the one. What do you think?" And they said, "Yeah." So we got with Ted Tanaka, and he had already started writing the feature film, but he finished the feature film script for us. I purchased it from him for all the rights, and then got with the team here. We've been doing some revisions to it to finalize the script. As you know, if you don't know, an independent world or any movie, the script is pretty much always ever evolving till the day you film, and even then, on the day you're filming,
Yep.
changes happen, improv happens, chemistry, the the environment just makes it come alive, and it's always evolving. Even after in post production in the editing room, Tommy and us are going to be probably making changes and stuff like that as we edit it. But that's pretty much how we came to the decision to make that movie this year. And now we've just been in pre-production for a couple months, getting everything ready. Like Colton said, locations, cast, props, wardrobe, you name it, everything that goes into it. And then it just keeps like evolving. Like it's a beautiful thing to watch it blossom. Like
Yeah.
out of nowhere, we had some like celebrity actors like see our post on Her Monster. They liked it. And we saw this. And then they followed me, Colton, the Her Monster movie Instagram page. And we're like, dang, they must be really interested. So, for example, one of the actors from Predator, the original, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Richard Chavez, he plays the role of Poncho. He showed interest in it. We reached out and he was like, "Yeah, I love doing monster movies and I'd love to help out on this project." And I'm
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
what? And it is just blossoming into this wonderful thing. We got Richard Chavez, we got Catherine Sutherland, we got Hillary Shepard, Eric Roberts, Academy Award nominee, Pink Power Ranger, the antagonist from the Power Rangers, Diva Talks, like the cast, Jackie Dallas. Has been on all
From
kinds of
Stranger
TV shows.
Things.
Just had a big one drop on Netflix, The Hunting Wives. Like just this amazing cast has showed so much interest and so much support and love for this independent film and are willing to do it. And then we got people like you guys and SGNL magazine reaching out and wanting to support it. So
Oh, yeah, definitely.
there's something special about, I think, indie horror films, that genre. People just love it. And like the team we have, the three that you see here, the people you don't see, like Rob Kobaski, he's doing our special effects. He's this independent guy in Arizona. You would never even know he was there. He's just this amazing talent with special effects, and he has such a talent, and he is bringing the monster to life. He's going to do all this practical special effects, death and gore, the things people love in horror films. And I could just go on, but that's kind of how it gets started.
So
Well,
Mudcover asks, do you need any fat old dudes for extras?
We love having extras on set. So if you are interested in wanting to help, um, there's no role too small or unimportant in a independent film. Like people don't understand. It takes a village to make these movies. There's so
Yeah.
many things behind the scenes that people don't know about. Something as little as we need somebody to go pick somebody, one of the celebrity actors up at the airport, for example. We need somebody to go, oh my God, we ran out of water for people. Go buy a case of water. I mean, just so many little things that you might not even think about that are important. Um,
Yeah.
Background extras. People sometimes take them for granted. But think about movies. If you didn't have those background extras, it'd be empty.
Yeah.
It would be a
They breathe
very
life
boring
into it.
scene. Yeah. So they play a very important role. So we absolutely, if you want to be a background on our movie, we'd love to have you.
Well,
So
the thing I also wanted to say too is all of the talent on the film, and it's kind of interesting. But like the actress Miss Sutherland, who played the original Pink Power Ranger, all of them, because I casted them directly, so we didn't go through an agent or anything like that. So I just text them or email them, and they're asking me nearly every day updates on the film. Not like to rush it, but they're just generally excited. So like when I went location scouting, I was sending our actress Hillary like the sets because she's going to be playing the main teacher in the film, and I was sending her the set photos as I was there, and so everyone, even the celebrity cast members, they're like legitimately excited for this project. Instead of like they want to know what's going on, they want they want to see like two of the Power Ranger actors worked with each other for years, so then they were asking me, are they going to work with each other, and all the actors are extremely excited to be on set for this one.
It's a Power
That's
Ranger
awesome.
reunion.
Hell
It really
yes.
is. It is.
All right. So
And,
I pulled
and,
up
and
your
let me
guys'
tell you, the kid actor that we ended up casting in the role of Sarah Holloway, the kid that meets the
Incredible.
monster, incredible. I could not believe it. When we saw her audition, and we had a lot of kids audition and wonderful auditions, but hers just totally blew us away. I cannot wait to show you guys her talent. She's gonna be 13. She's 12 right now, and she is so talented. I don't know how she does it. I don't. The only thing I remember as a kid is playing video games and playing sports. I
Yeah.
for her to have this talent is amazing.
So I've pulled up your guys' Instagram page for her monster the movie. I'm just going to go through a couple of slides. Taking it. This is the young actress that you were just speaking about.
That is
Yeah.
Zoe Tran Wolford, and she is amazing. And Colton just did a little short film, a vampire short film, and she came and acted on that and just blew us away again. Her professionalism, her talent, her discipline to the craft, amazing.
Awesome.
That's
Next up.
insane.
That is
Diane.
Colton's
Lucy.
friend Lucy. She's playing the grandma.
Yeah, I was going to try to pronounce that name, and nope.
She goes by Lucy.
We just call her Lucy.
Lucy, fair enough.
There he
There he
is.
is. Yep. That's awesome. Tank Jones.
Oh God, another great friend of
Nice.
Colton's. Colton has worked with him for years. Amazing, talented actor.
Yeah, he's a recurring actor on the show Dark Winds right now, actually. Great guy. He's a mentor of mine.
Let's
Very
see.
nice.
Oh, he was on Breaking Bad too?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, he played Chuck in Breaking Bad.
Okay. Of course, Catherine Sutherland. Most of the nerds that watch us know her.
Mhm.
Eric Roberts. Nice.
The guy in
How was
every
it like
indie film.
working with him?
So I've directed him 2 times in the past. He's honestly very, very, for all the experience he's had in all the projects he does every year, which I don't know how he does it. He's very, very humble. But the 2 times I've directed him, he's literally flown into my set from LA from another set, did my film, and then like he jumped back in the plane and then flew out to like I think it was New York to do a different movie. So like that guy's crazy, but he's very, very humble, very nice on set, and you get what you pay for. He's going to do his lines. Really nice guy to work with.
Yeah, I've heard he's like just like a phenomenal human being too.
Yeah,
Like he
very
helps
nice.
out.
So
He
a
helps
cool
out.
story about Eric Roberts is growing up. I saw a movie of his called Best of the Best. It was a karate movie. So good. But I just
Yes, I
remember
remember
that movie got me involved in karate as a kid. It was just so I resonated with it and loved it, and so he's to blame for my karate as a kid.
That's great. Let's see. Next up, Hillary Shepard.
So that's Diva Talks from Power Rangers.
But she's also been in shows like Roswell, CSI, a whole
Yeah.
bunch of other shows through the 2000s.
Mhm.
Xander Simmons.
So Xander is a amazing talent in Arizona. I've worked with him, his mom, and his younger brother on multiple projects. We've all worked on a YouTube series called Darman out in California, and yeah, he's a really good actor too. Great person.
And these are
Concept
drawings
art.
too?
Concept
Nice.
art stills, just off of the script kind of ideas.
Okay. That is terrifyingly beautiful. That is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. Jackie Dallas.
There she is. She has a big show that just released on Netflix called The Hunting Wives, and she's actually going to be at the San Diego Comic-Con this weekend signing autographs.
Nice.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I met her a couple years back on a show.
Let's see. Sophie Sioris.
A friend of mine, she does line producing work in LA, and she's helped on my vampire film and then on Sean and I's film Splinter Cell that we're releasing later in the year.
Awesome. Yeah, we want to know more about that too, because that piqued our definitely piqued our interest when he was talking about that behind scene.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things to bring up. Oh my God, that video! Go back.
You want the video? Let's do the video.
All
What
right.
video?
So, anybody in the horror realm that likes practical special effects, that's the legend right there, Rick Baker.
Yes.
So
That's cool.
a little top secret nugget is I just did a movie, VHS. I just filmed it in L.A. I can't give much information, but I got to meet him on the set of VHS, and that's coming out. Should be released this September, the premiere, and then by Halloween they want it released to the public, and it's like one of those horror anthologies.
Oh,
Yes,
from the
I
VHS
love-
series?
Yes, the VHS series.
Yes.
That's
yes.
awesome. I've been waiting for the next one come out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Waiting.
got such a fun, amazing role on it. Oh my God.
Well, we'll have to have you back on after that releases so you can give us
Yeah.
the full breakdown.
Yes, I would love to. I got
Yeah, when you can,
such fun stories to talk about on that one.
absolutely, yeah.
So, Mr. Jackson, you have something coming out this Friday, correct?
Absolutely. Got a new Last of Us fan film that Sean is in. He did, he's stunt coordinator on it. He plays the main antagonist. Absolutely. I'm so excited for everybody to see it. We did that on literally the it's recorded as one of the hottest days in Chicago's history. It was absolutely insane. We had about
Yeah.
20 passionate like actors and fans who played, infected bandits, things like that. Melanie Browning produced it. She also worked with us on the tunnel in Arizona. So
Okay.
she came in from Arizona. Sean came in from Arizona, and we just freaking went for it. There were a few times we were shooting this sequence in a field that was probably the hottest field I've ever been in my life, and that was the story Sean's bringing up about the Sophie. She got in the clicker suit because she was playing one of the clickers, and we had to wrap her really fast though because it was so hot. We had to do about get a take, then take the mask off because it's this big, thick silicone mask that's like super realistic. Give her some water, give her a break for a second, then go for it again. But I like literally like almost 3 times I almost passed out. So we'd walk over to the car, get some AC, get some water. But we literally everybody was fantastic. It was just such a triumph, especially like I think one thing about indie filmmaking is like when you're in the grit, like you're in it. You're not just like in a studio setting where you can just sit in a chair and get whatever you want and you got AC on you. When you're really in like the trenches of just hardship, and the only thing that's going to push forward is you guys yourself, like your team. If somebody falls short,
Yeah.
you're screwed. It gives it such an incredible feeling. Like when you finish that day, it's like you won a war. It's like you won a battle. You're like, wow. Like just that physical feeling of like, man, we pushed through, we did that. And then the bonus is that you have fantastic footage, is that you have a great film then that you can edit and cut together. It's just
Yep.
like it's one of those things that's like you can try to explain it to people, but it's like you got to experience it. And hey,
Right.
some people, it's not worth it. Like some people be in that heat and say, "Hey, man, this ain't worth it for me. I'm getting out of here. I don't want to get it."
I do not have the dedication for this.
Exactly. But everybody who was a part of this, like we just loved The Last of Us so much. We had such a strong vision, and we trusted ourselves. But yeah, I mean, 25th it comes out 11 a.m. YouTube. It's about 8 minutes long. Definitely have some great gory moments. Lots of fun action. It's very very like you're not going to be able to take your face away from the screen because it's just so much just nonstop, just boom 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 boom. It goes by so fast. And yeah, I think we did years ago. I did Ellie's Revenge in about 2022, 2021. I think it was actually 2021. It was a while ago. And I shot that in Oregon and in Atlanta. And that was a fan film I did, my first fan film ever. And I'm like, if there's a number one fan for The Last of Us, I always considered myself it, and at least for the not the show, but I'll keep that. I won't talk about
Yeah.
that.
I was gonna ask your
We'll
opinions
keep
on
that
it.
quiet.
When you see this move, like Ellie's return, you'll literally be like, oh yeah, they hated the show. But for me, huge gamer, loved The Last of Us. I made Ellie's Revenge, and I put so much time. I mean, I didn't really have a lot of the funds back then, but I put everything I could. Literally drove all the way to Oregon to shoot it, and I had a lot of friends like, "Oh man, you're really gonna like put the time into this?" Like, "Oh, it's just gonna be wasted time." I remember we posted it, millions of views. I mean,
Yeah.
we literally
Nothing that you're passionate about is a waste of time.
You literally, and it was like, and it wasn't even something that I did to like try to get, you know, to get people to watch it or get any type of fame. And I think that's what really does it. Is it was just passion. I loved it so much, and I was like, whether this gets 0 views or 1 million views, I want to put it out. And we approached Ellie's Return the same exact way. We just wanted to make a fantastic film that we loved and we adored, and we over and above all just loved the experience, because we got to work with everybody who was a part of our team, people who we consider family. And now, you know, it we were lucky that everything turned out fantastic. And I'm just excited for everyone to see it. I think that for sure those who prefer the games, or those who are even are on the fence and can't really figure out if they didn't like the show, when they see this film, they're going to be like, wow, this feels like the game. We made it feel like the gameplay, and it has the same brutality and darkness. I mean, if I remember back in E3, what, like 2012 or something, when the first one came out, The Last of Us is supposed to be a survival horror game. It's survival horror. That's
Yeah.
kind of its baseline in the apocalypse, and this film definitely has some very horror moments. So yeah, I'm very excited for it to release.
Some fun stories of filming this is I honestly thought I was going to have to call 911 for Tommy at one point. He overheated, and I thought he was going to be like a heat casualty. And we had to get him to take a break because Tommy is the kind that will go, 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 go. He doesn't care about his own health. Like he forgets to
Tommy,
eat.
your arm
He
fell off.
forgets everything.
Fine,
He's on a mission. Luckily, we kept him alive, so you can see this. And then another fun story of filming that is we were out in this tall grass with all our guns doing a scene, and the
Yeah.
cops show up, and we're like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get shot!" So we're like, "Oh, we put the guns down." We're like, "Yo, they're all fake. They're all fake." And the cop is
We're
like,
shooting
"What
a
are you guys
movie."
doing?" And we're like,
Oh yeah.
"Hey, you ever heard of Last of Us? We're shooting a fan film." And he was like, "Okay, cool." And then he left. But
It
that
was a
was
really funny like response, because literally we just said that, and the cop gave such a genuine, just like personal laugh. He was just like, he's like, all right, you guys have a good one. You know what I mean? It was so funny. But yeah, just a
That's
great
awesome.
time. Just a great time.
Now, Mr. Dietz, I saw
Yeah.
something on your page that caught my attention that I was very excited about seeing. This one.
Oh, our
oh
Fallout fan film.
shit.
Yeah. So that film, have you guys ever seen the movie 1917, the military film?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I directed that, so that doesn't look like my normal coverage. I wanted to do that to make it feel like it's all one nonstop tracking shot. So I swear to God, and I feel Sean played a like a corrupt salesman guy in it, and then my friend Tank Jones played the ranger there. And I don't know how we didn't die because it was we just went from. Sean showed up a little later, but we started shooting at like 2:30 in the morning because we shot in the middle of May last year, and it was in the Mojave Desert, so it's very, very
Oh,
hot. It was like
yes.
what was it that day, Sean? Like 105, 107, and we're all wearing
Oh
leather
yeah, at
jackets.
least.
Yeah, in ranger clothes. And so, like, you know, I just shot it all with a little gimbal 3 because again, I knew there was no way to shoot that with the DSLR, or I own a Blackmagic camera, and I wanted something that was lightweight for movement, so we shot it on that to give it a specific look. And so, but we shot basically all together. That film was 20 minutes. So we shot a 20-minute film in one long ass day. And it was, I mean, we did rehearsal ahead of time for something like the shootout and stuff like that. But I knew I only had the budget. We shot everything in like less than $2,000. So that
Oh, wow.
location, I know the owner of them, and they charged me, I think it was like $25 an hour to shoot there. And it was full of like destroyed planes and vehicles. And basically, kind of like Tommy was saying with The Last of Us, like Fallout was my jam growing up. So like when the Fallout TV show came out, it kind of had a fire under my butt. I remember looking at my wife and I was like, I was like, nah, I want to make a Fallout film now. Like, it was like, so it's kind of just like, that was like in April the show came out, and then I had this all organized and planned. We started shooting it a month later. And then I just got a lot of local Fallout fans in Vegas to provide all the props and the Pit Boys and the Ranger armor I bought and got for the suit, but a lot of the other stuff was provided by cosplayers that let us borrow it for the production.
So one thing I want to point out about Tommy and Colton, they are so passionate and attentive to details in their fan films. Like they will go the extra mile to make sure they have the proper props, the proper guns that go with the scene. They're not just going to use anything they have laying around just to film it. They're going to make sure they have the proper things, like Tommy building that clicker suit and Colton getting all the proper costume items to make Tank Jones look legit and make the shop look legit with all the. Yeah, there you
There
go.
it is.
There's a prop.
It's like I own a lot of real firearms in real life, but if you played the video games, the NCR Ranger has a gun 90% identical to this, and I'm not a prop builder, so I found this on Amazon for $20, but it was like that. I knew I was not going to shoot it unless the Fallout fans would be like, hey, that's what the Ranger looks like in the video game.
Yeah.
Going for the full authenticity of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I love about both of them. And when I went to Tommy to do another video game based film called The Hunt Showdown, like
Yeah.
Tommy
Showdown.
Tommy really didn't know that game, but researched it and made sure I had like all the proper props when I went out there. And together, him and I, we made our characters look and feel just like the video game, and it's so authentic. And there's no better compliment. And Tommy and Colton can probably attest to this. Is when you have the fans saying, "Oh my God, this is truly authentic. This was just like the video game. Thank you so much for giving the fans what they want." And that's the problem I think with the big productions that do these movies and TV shows based off of video games is corporate gets in the way and doesn't make it as authentic as the fans want it, and it ends up ruining it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I
It's
fully.
crazy.
Oh. So,
You're good, brother. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I would second that of Sean that Fallout hasn't come out, but what I'm best known for online, if you Google me, is the most highly rated Silent Hill fan film that I won dozens of awards for. We premiered it at DeadCon. And even to this day, I mean, I had video game programmers of the Silent Hill franchise reaching out to me, voice actors who followed me, that were the voice actors from the video game following me, being like, thank you for making this. Even as of a week ago, the director for the new Silent Hill 2 movie, because my fan film was based on the second video game, and that's what they're making the Hollywood movie on, dropped the ball so badly because the director doesn't understand the material that I'm having people even now, I released that in 2021, and they're coming to me now being like, why didn't they hire you to direct this? You made this on nothing. Why didn't they give you like the $20 million budget and go make that? Like it just so it's like a good feeling when I have game designers, voice actors, and so many fans talking about a fan film I made on $3,000 with like literally I did everything and my DP did everything, and we're getting more accolades than like the $20 million. Or actually, I'm sorry, the Silent Hill movie is being made on $40 million, and we're getting more reputation and accolades online than a $40 million movie.
And that's one guy we didn't talk about is Colton's friend Vic Minogna. That guy is an anime legend, voiceover actor, Star Trek, and he was the star of Silent Hill, and he's in Her Monster. So we're so excited to have him.
Yeah, he plays Briggs in Her Monster, the main villain.
Hey, here we go. Here it comes up. There it is. So, Silent Hill Restless Dreams.
Yeah, and they liked it so much that they invited me, Vic, and Mercedes out, and we did a special premiere screening of it at DeadCon. I mean, they did the whole flights, hotel, put us up in a Hilton. It was really, but it just because the person hosting that event loved our fan film, and then he wanted us to like have a booth there.
Now, where can people find this?
That's on YouTube right now. Just on my YouTube page, Superkeda, SUPERKEDE.
Because I'm a huge Silent Hill fan. It's probably my favorite game series of all time. The
Me too.
remake of the second one touched me in a way that I haven't really felt touched in a long time. And you know, not like point on the doll, you know, like where did the game touch you?
Oh, that
But
was going
like,
through my head.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
I
like,
totally
hey,
agree.
I got some detectives you might want to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
1907 at Uncle's
I'll
house.
definitely give this a watch because I don't like any of the Hollywood Silent Hill films.
Mm.
Even the first one is like a severe letdown to me.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I'm wondering why they went back with the director of the first one to do this one. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me.
Watch
And
out,
so
man. I tell you what, if Colton, Tommy, and I sit down and do a Resident Evil fan film, oh my God, watch out.
yeah,
I,
that's another series that I don't know
Yeah.
why they can't just get that correct.
I actually have a script for a 30-minute series that I wanted Sean to star in for Resident Evil, and Resident Evil's it's like PB&J. It's super simple. I don't know how they keep screwing that up, and I don't know why they keep making a huge Hollywood movie. It's build the mansion sets. It's Blumhouse budget. It's like a $5 million horror movie.
I mean, it's not even that. Like, Resident Evil was based off of George Romero's like zombie films.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is make a George Romero zombie film, and it's like they're trying to like dissect it and like boil it down and get the elements of like what actually makes a Resident Evil film. It's like it's a George Romero zombie film.
Yeah.
But like we don't want it to be just like the games. We want it to tell its own story. Like just make a George Romero zombie film.
I think that's.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says that.
That's why
Exactly.
where I'm at right now with horror movies is I'd rather see the independent, the indie horror movies nowadays because the mainline horror movies just fall flat almost
Nine
every
times out of 10, I agree. However, I'm gonna plug this movie one more time because if any of y'all want to go watch it, Take Her Back or Bring Her Back, the movie that came out by the people that did Talk to Me.
I heard it was very good.
Bring Her Back is incredible. To me, it felt like what people back in the 70s felt when they watched The Exorcist for the first time. Like no joke, it was that good. Incredible film. But yes, most Hollywood movies do suck. For example, The Home, which stars Pete Davidson. I saw that last night and it is garbage.
Oh God, I saw like a teaser thing on social media. They're trying to save it, get people to watch it. It shows like him walking out an elevator with like a little hatchet and a hammer, and it looks like shit, and he just looks goofy, and he like swings it, and then they have the text pop up on screen to cover him hitting the person because it probably looks like shit anyways.
It's shit, and I didn't want to like go see it. I was hoping it was that movie Together, but it was one of those like unseen screams, AMC like mystery movies, like early screenings. And so I got set down, and like the first 5 minutes, I was like, I think this is going to be ass. Maybe I should just leave and not be late for the show that I have.
I think there's a reason, and I'm sure Sean, you've seen this too, working on sets. There's a big problem with Hollywood right now, and I'm sure Tommy could agree with this. So most of the, like I said, a lot of my credits are on bigger productions, working in not fun jobs, so below the line. But I've seen it that what shocks me is most of the directors and DPs, they're not people like Tommy and I who've been making videos since we were kids. We love it. We have fun with it. It's like someone that was like someone's coffee assistant, and then it's like, hey, well, I like your haircut, so you're going to direct this $20 million TV show episode. And they blow the ball. They have no skill. Like me and I won't say the name, but I have a few friends because I go to DGA meetings, and we were talking about this, that we're like, how are these directors getting these jobs on like these $10 million films? And you look up their IMDb and they haven't done anything. No awards, nothing. They went from like Zip. But it's like, so I think that's a big problem with Hollywood creatively right now, is that, you go back to the 80s, you go back to the 70s, everyone was like a Steven Spielberg. They were making videos since they, could touch a camera. Now it's more of, you go to college and then you're someone's like coffee assistant and you drop off scripts at someone's office, and then you do that for 2 or 3 years getting yelled at, and then they're suddenly like, hey, you're going to direct a Star Wars movie.
You get lucky.
Oh, hell no. Oh,
crazy. And it's like, it's so like, obviously I bet you, if you had some even mid-tier studio, DPs or directors seeing this right now, they probably freak out because they're like, I put so much work to get this, like, fuck you. But like, it really is this thing where it's like people are whether they're just a camera operator or a PA or something, it's like who and then they just like give you, there's like, hey, here, we're gonna give you this opportunity. And like the thing is though, is if you really get into like the political part of it and the financial part, you've got these studio execs and shit who really, they're just throwing the money around. They're like, hey, we'll give it to this kid or this guy, right? He can do it. And then they make a movie, the movie fucking sucks, that director DP probably kind of fucks off for a bit, and then out of the shadows they bring them back again when they want another Fall Guy. So it's just like it's insane. And that's why it's like, after doing indie films like Sean and Colton and I have done, it's like just having that, being able to do it independently, create a story, a product, visuals that literally can coincide with a Hollywood millions of dollar production and people enjoy it more. It's like, why would you even want to waste your time with that? Like, I'd rather work on an indie film that has the passion and actually has potential than some like one hit wonder shitty Hollywood movie where I'm just going to get screwed in the end. Even if they give you like here's a tasty little check right now, like this is great, but then you get fucked and your career is like pretty much over. You're a joke. Like, I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Like, for me, it's like, I want to make good films. I want to make films people like. And I feel like once again, the fucking Avengers with this, like, it's the three of us. We're here. Everyone too, like Sean was mentioning, that are not here. So many people we're making history with this.
Tommy, one question with that.
Yeah.
When you're saying Avengers, are you talking about before Phase 4, like when the movies were good?
When the movies were good. When the movies were good.
Okay,
Not
good.
the trash we fucking make.
As of
When
late,
the movies were good. Honestly,
they've
just
kinda
we'll just use the idea of the comics, like just what the Avengers represent. Don't even worry about
Fair enough. I can get behind that.
like, that's like what we basically are. And I honestly, I hope that what we do, and even if people are watching this and everything, I hope that coming together the way that we have I hope it inspires filmmakers to do this. I hope it inspires indie filmmakers. Like, you guys can do it. Like, you can literally do it. Find your people and do it. Like,
finding the people is the important part, because there's a lot of people I've met along the way that I don't want on my team, and for many different reasons. So you have to find the right team members and build that foundation, and you continuously keep growing and adding these wonderful people and creatives that you find along the way, and you're like, okay, I'm going to add you to our team because you're amazing. I'm going to add you to our team. Well, we won't use you no more, but so you keep building your team as you go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems like you were explaining, the indie filmmakers have this drive. They have this dedication to this final product that they want to be, like you guys do, as accurate as possible, as authentic as possible, where Hollywood is just like, just throw some shit on the screen. We'll see if it sticks.
It's a paycheck for them.
Yep.
I mean, that's the most important part of it. Like you said, is that you have that independence. No one's tampering with your vision. It's yours. No one can. What you want to see is what you can make, and that's what I like about it.
And the thing with that too is, and I'm sure Tommy, again, I'm sorry to keep throwing your name out there, but I'm sure you could agree with this because I've seen your IMDb reviews and they're great. Is a lot of people online right now are saying the movies are dying, and they're saying like, oh, Hollywood's uncreative, but I think it's because there's a door closed between Tommy and I, and then the people like So in other words, if we got in that position, there would be imagine if we got in Blumhouse's door and we were making Her Monster on a $5 million budget, it would be legitimately a mainstream success. I believe in the script that much. But my point is that, and I'm not kidding about this, you can look on the projects I've done that I didn't direct versus the stuff I've directed. I have indie projects I did for a few $1,000s that have more online reviews on IMDb and other social media platforms than $20 million TV shows I've worked on. So that shows to me that you don't need a huge budget to make interest. You just got to make something people actually want to watch.
Yeah.
And and in defense of some of these passionate people like us that do get on these big productions, they might have wonderful ideas and
But
could
it's a
probably
committee.
make the shows great, but then the executives
Yes.
chop them at the legs and
Yep.
say, no,
Yep.
you're making this change, you're doing this, this is how you're editing it, this is, so they take the power and creativity away from some probably amazing people on those projects.
Yeah.
I would actually
That's a
go a
good
little
point.
bit further and say that maybe it's not even so much the executives initially, it's the test audiences that they put these films in front of.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many films that go to these test audiences, and then you hear about like what they said about the movie or whatever, and it's like they put them in, it's a gory horror movie that they'll put in front of like 30-something-year-old soccer moms, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I thought that was a little bit much, so
Too
then they'll tone
violent.
it down, they'll roll
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
back, and then
they're
you get
not
like
finding
this.
the actual audience.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the other part I think is good with indie film when you have a team like Tommy or I or Sean is, when you have, let's say a skeleton crew, less than 10, 15 people, there's not a lot of arguing on set because you have to shoot. You don't have money to waste. And it's a funny story. I won't say the show because I still work on that show sometimes, but I worked on this Travel Channel show. And I swear to, I've told Sean this story. I swear to God, there was a chair that the host of the show was going to sit on, and it was a fancy chair. One had black leather, one had red leather. Now we're all sitting in chairs, and as you know, your back covers up the chair, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. And I swear to God, the director of that show and the executive producers who were in New York argued for 40 minutes instead of shooting about what chair to put them in, and they literally kept getting the host of the show, had him sit down, take a photo, send it back, and I'm sitting there like, oh my, like, but you know what I mean? In an indie film, you can't afford to do things like that. You have to come with a better game plan. But I'm telling you, and I agree with Sean, it's not always, it could be a lot of different areas, management, costing those, because again, that wasn't the director's fault. That was the executives telling them to change things. But I've seen in a lot of bigger shows, that's usually what's happening where the money's going. It's a lot of people arguing on set. Like when Sean and I shot Splinter Cell, we just said screw it and did a 23-hour day and then talked to each other on the phone driving back to the Airbnb so we didn't pass out. You can't do that on a union set. Like, it's just, it's a different world. But yeah, a lot of big shows, there's a lot of argument between egos like that, and then nothing gets shot.
A lot of petty
and
stuff.
They fall behind schedule.
And then it shows in the quality of what they put out.
Yep.
It definitely does. And you always hear after the fact if a film flops, oh well, it was their fault or this fault or this is like, well, technically you guys are all a team, so it's all your fault. So you can't really just point fingers at somebody or whatever. But I think especially for horror and the horror genre, I think the way forward is give you guys, the independent, movie makers, a chance
And
to bring what you have forward.
Yeah.
in
I
some
agree.
regards,
I mean,
that is happening already, though. Like, do any of y'all know King Pixels from YouTube? He did the Backroom series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Well,
heard it.
he's the youngest director to get hired on, I think, at Blumhouse to do like a live action adaptation of his series.
Yeah, that's A24 though.
Oh, A20. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, in some regards, they are moving towards trying to bring new life into the.
well, then I think I just
Industry.
read something like, for example, the new Blade. Didn't they just post something that they don't want him wearing leather and killing zombies or vampires or something?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, they can't decide right now what they want the movie to be, and then they were talking about making a female be the lead of Blade because that's exactly what Blade fans want to see, and that's going back to Hollywood not giving the fans what they want.
So that was a long time ago, the whole female thing, because that's what led to it getting shelved. But yeah, the whole leather thing, that's new. That's new information.
So I guess they're
And
never going to shoot the movie.
probably not.
Pretty
I
much.
think a problem with the Blade is like Wesley Snipes was such an iconic portrayal of that character, and it was like so much about what Blade was, at least that first film. And they, Marvel doesn't want to just. It was okay. It was good. The third one's the worst one, but But the problem is that Marvel with their MCU films has always like tried not to copy what came before. That's why Spider-Man didn't have his origin story and was like Tony Stark Jr. That's why the Fantastic Four are in the 60s and are, their own side thing. They're trying to do something different that hopefully works. And that's why when you have such an iconic portrayal of this character that is a very niche character in and of itself, how do you separate it from what came before while making it still interesting and a good movie? So
I mean, I
Just
still
put
want an
Wesley
old
Snipes
man
in it
Blade
again.
movie.
I would like an old man
Logan.
Blade. I think that's the
Yeah.
way to do it. Have Wesley
Give him a
And
Snipes
proper
be
sometimes you just got to leave well enough alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm
Like
not
the
mistaken,
remake
Blade
of The
being
Crow, like what the heck?
oh, that was
Yeah.
terrible.
I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about it. They
Crow
made another
hasn't been
one.
good since the first one.
There you go.
I mean, it just hasn't.
There you go.
Well, and
But-
I can say about her monster, just to say really quick too, and I mean it obviously seems like such an obvious statement, but her monster, even though it's obviously a proof of concept from a few years ago, it's an original concept.
What's up,
It's
dead
not
man?
something that is just a remake. It's not something that's a knockoff. It's an original concept, and people, even to they're seeing this proof of concept pop up from shot years ago, and it doesn't even necessarily look like it's something shot on a huge budget, but it's so just like engaging. It's so interesting. It's so unique. People love that. They're like, we want to see this made into a full scale, like professional production. And obviously for us, we're like, hey, we can do that for like no money and make it look fantastic as indie filmmakers. But seeing those people just be like, we want new original stuff. And then you look at the lineup in the posters in the movie theaters. It's all remakes. It's all remakes and sequels, and that's all they're doing, even with horror films. So it's like
Or
her
turning
monster
animation into live action.
Yeah, exactly. So her monster, we have an incredible opportunity, and it really is one of those things. Like we're gonna do everything we can as the filmmakers. Colton is the director, Sean is producer, the monster himself, me as cinematographer. Like we're gonna do everything we can as creatives to create something that is deserving, right, of fans and horror fans to actually want to watch and be worth their time. But then it's also going to be like, we're kind of putting our trust in the people as well. It's kind of like what you were mentioning about the test audiences. It's like, well, I heard that the new Jurassic Park movie, I haven't seen it, so I can't really say anything necessarily.
Sean loved it.
I do know some people hated it. Some people loved it. Some people said it was really dumb. Either way, it's made so much money. They made their money back and then some. They're gonna make a ton of money off it, and they're gonna make another one that's gonna be another kind of dumb, fun dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
And with this, it's like, are we gonna have we're kind of trusting the people, the indie horror fans, or just horror fans in general, to really just open up their heart, soul, brains, whatever you want to think, and be like, you know what? I don't want to just watch a remake of something. I don't want to watch the same IP of something. I'm ready to intake something new that's even told in a new sort of like, vision, right? That's unique. Colton's vision, Sean's vision, my vision. Like, we're willing to watch that and not just watch some slop. Just some kind of like Hollywood slop that's put here. And it's like, oh, it's some cool laughs. It's a cool spectacle. Now I don't care anymore. Like something that will resonate. So,
I like the new Jurassic Park movie too. So I like the direction they were going with it.
I know my buddy said, because he's obsessed with it. He loves Jurassic Park, and he said that the story was, but he said the dinosaur scenes were some of the best dinosaur scenes. He did say they did a good job with that.
So, there's lots of examples of indie movies going big and then blowing up, like Terrifier. Terrifier is, the first one that comes to mind that I think has gotten probably the most hype. Another one was Never Hike Alone, the Friday the 13th fan films.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much following on those films, and it's, again, those are people with a passion for the IP, and it kind of goes to they took a new direction on the whole Jason phenomena, and ran with it. I thought they did an amazing job with it. And then the Terrifier being a brand new character to the horror genre, and even and you said, but I like the Disney remakes, the evil Winnie the Pooh,
Oh, I thought you meant
I
the
saw
live
the
action.
Oh
I
yeah, I
saw
thought you meant
the
the live
trailer for the new
actions.
Bambi.
I was
yeah,
like,
I saw the
what?
trailer for the
no, I
Bambi
speak of
last
none
night.
of those. No, but taking Pooh and turning him into a serial killer. Let's go. Let me see those. The Scream Boat.
Yeah.
Turning Steamboat Willie into a killer mouse.
I want to
Those
see
My
the
those are
Popeye
those are
ones.
my
ideas I
my
like seeing.
my signal gave out there for a minute, but I wanted to chime in on what Tommy was saying, and um, I've pretty much read every single comment that's come in, and there's like thousands and thousands of comments. And what I saw a lot on the Her Monster concept post is people resonated with that, and they were talking about like they can relate to the abuse and and
Mm,
and and bullying that they dealt with growing up, and they wish they had this monster under their bed that they could have had to protect them,
yeah,
and so I that for me that means a lot when I hear that and people are resonating with it as in their own real lives.
Yep.
right. Because I mean, you always have the slasher movies, and you really don't care about the kids. You want to see the slasher do it.
Yeah.
But when you have a horror movie like Pan's Labyrinth, when you
Yeah.
care
Yeah.
about the monster,
Yeah.
when you care about the monster, and the monster's not necessarily evil, I guess that's I think that is probably the best way to do a horror movie, not a slasher movie, but a horror movie. Give the monster some, or get the audience to feel for that monster somehow, some way.
And there's a
You know?
market for both. Some people
Yeah.
just
Oh,
love
definitely. Yeah, I
the
love my slasher
brainless
movies.
horror slashing killing, and then this one, you got people that can actually relate and feel for the monster
Yep.
and almost like root him on to do some damage to these mean people in this
Yep.
kid's world.
Yep.
Definitely.
Well, that's what intrigues me with the story as well. And personally, what I'm excited about directing with it is I did a lot of work on the screenplay, and even created some of the characters for the final version of the script to condense some things. And something I like about it is that the story we're telling, it's horror, but again, going back to my roots of loving Silent Hill, is that it's a story that has, I don't want to give it away, but it has grander visions that happen. There's twists and turns. It isn't just Sean is Mr. Happy, and we film 5 scenes where he kills different people, and it's gruesome. That's great. That's cool. But I like that there's lore to the universe
Yep.
of what's going on. I like that we're following a teenage girl character that's damaged. So there's a lot of small subtlety scenes. There's there's cutesy scenes, like there's a scene where she goes on a date. So there's kind of a slice of life into the script, and there's
Yep.
also again a focus on character growth throughout the, not just the monster and the main actress, but also the mother and grandma relationship in the script, the detective character and his surrogate son. So all the characters kind of have small story developments that add up in the film, and so we have the horror element, but I think at the baseline we have an interesting story that people will follow, and the pacing will be pretty decent. It'll be a pretty decent pace for a film. But that's what I mean. It's horror, but there's also some other layers to it that I think will add some excitement for people that maybe might not necessarily want to be watching a Friday the 13th type of movie.
Yeah. Definitely. So looking at that, what was like the most iconic horror movie that you can remember that stands out to you that you would watch consistently? Like somebody said, "Hey, let's pop this in." You're on it.
So for me, it's a weird factor because again, I'm much younger than Sean Berube, so it's a little different. But I would say one of my favorite top horror films, me and my DP of my short film just talked about it for the shot list for it, is honestly Blumhouse's Sinister. I
Yes.
thought it was one of the most horrific horror films I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of horror films growing up, and that is one of the only horror films I've ever seen that's actually legitimately terrified me watching it. The use
This
of
was a
clever
good
use
one.
of found footage material, especially because I was a young teenager then getting into directing, that made me realize it's like, you can mix genres, you can do more interesting things than just a cliche kill. So yeah, I would say Sinister is my top horror film I've ever seen.
Tommy?
I'd say for me, and it's one of those things that I'm gonna remember another horror film, in 5 minutes from now. But the one that what keeps coming to mind is a film called It Follows.
Oh
That's
yeah,
probably good.
That's probably one of my
There's a
top.
sequel coming.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
there
That
is.
was that
It's
was
called
one
They
of those.
Follow now, I think.
Oh, they follow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was just one of those films that it just watching it, I was so glued in to every element. I mean, it was shot beautifully. The cinematography was incredible. It felt so human, so real. I felt like literally I was being followed after the movie ended. Like I felt like that thing in the screen, every time it cut to it walking, I was like, "Oh my god, it's walking towards me." Um, that
This
was
is
a film that
bullshit.
exactly. Like it was absolutely a horrifying film, and I just loved every technical element of it, the performances, the writing, the story, editing, music, everything. So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, growing up as a kid, the three that really stick out is my first scary movie would probably be Friday the 13th, part one, and then Poltergeist and Nightmare on Elm Street. I grew up with those. Those are my faves as a kid. And then I would say as a young adult, I saw this movie called The Descent, and it
Mm.
takes a lot. It takes a lot to scare me, and that movie did it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is creepy as shit." I will never crawling down in some caves because of that movie now. And
That
then,
that took a lot of fears, and just scramble them up in this one
Yep.
big horrifying mess.
yeah, The Descent really did it for me. And then, the most recent horror films that I really liked last year was The Substance and Strange Darling. I really enjoyed those two. They're not straight up horror, but they have some horror elements.
The Substance was disturbing. That
Yeah.
was
Substance
good.
was good.
That was good.
The special effects was just
Yeah, that was definitely an interesting movie to watch. And everybody in the chat, if you get a chance to see it, brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. It's good, but brace yourselves for some twisted stuff.
the ending got a little way too crazy, but
Yeah, but I mean, it all. I think it all kind of coalesced nicely in the end. As weird as the ending was, but I mean, you make those choices. I mean, I guess there you go.
yep.
This is why you don't do that.
Let's get a fire hose and shoot lots of blood.
So let's see. What did you guys think of Long Legs?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I
Oh,
saw it.
it's really
Nicolas
good.
Cage. It was an interesting role for him. It didn't resonate with me though.
I got that for free from the film market. I kind of agree with Sean. Yeah, actually, a lot of my friends kind of agree with that same statement. I think it's when marketing overhypes things, you kind of go in with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I legitimately remember advertisements saying it's the best horror film of the 21st century, and that's some ballsy advertisements to say. And I was remember seeing that constantly. And a lot of my director friends, including myself and a lot of my friends that saw it in theater, I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was okay, but I definitely don't think it was any near the hype.
Right.
That when they were trying to sell it as the best horror film in the past 30 years, definitely not.
No.
Okay.
Not by a
So
long
you guys
not
are
by long
talking
legs.
video nice video game stuff. Real quick though, Munscover says the hills have eyes. I have respect for that. That was a good one.
It's a classic.
Hills Have Eyes
Which
was
original
one?
great.
one.
Classic.
The
Yeah.
original or the
Another
remake?
another good classic old is Children of the Corn, the first one.
Oh yeah, that's
Damien.
great.
Damien. I remember seeing The Omen. The Omen
Yeah.
for me was like I love that one. I love the
Yep.
original Omen.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're talking about what did you guys think about Until Dawn?
What?
Looking
Until
at it from
Dawn.
a video game perspective to
That was another
movie.
one that I think for me fell short. I
I,
mean, I watched the whole thing through. I didn't like totally lose interest, but it fell short for me.
I will put it this way. When the advertisement came out, I mean, I was polite about it, but I said some stuff directly to the director. I'm not kidding. And I had 300 likes that agreed with me. And I had my wife and a few other filmmakers say, screw that guy. Let's go make our own fan film. We'll do a better job. Because it literally
Yeah.
had nothing to do with the video game. I
Yeah.
mean, it'd be like if I made a video game or I mean a movie like Seven and called it Silent Hill. I'd probably have a lot of Silent Hill fans very aggravated. So, as a filmmaker and a video game fan of that, I was extremely disappointed.
Didn't
So
they
That's
do
fair.
a Monster Hunter movie or something too? That also had
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
nothing to do
Yeah.
with.
yeah. It basically just kept the
It's
generic of
very
they're
off.
hunting monsters, but
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
in modern day, and it's
Yeah.
nothing like the video. And
They get
again,
like
it's like
time
why?
traveled there or something. Yeah. And at the end, the
Crazy.
Yeah,
monster
and it
ends
was like
up
a
in
group
our
of
time or some
Marines.
crap. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
just to,
That you know what was a fun horror movie that came out I think last year was Abigail.
Love
Abigail.
that movie. Love
Oh,
the concept of that movie. I
Oh my
do
god, it was
not
so good.
understand
I
why it
enjoyed
didn't
that
get
one.
do better. The little assassin vampire. Sorry, spoilers. You got to watch it though. I think that was so well done.
Wasn't that entertaining? I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one.
But again, I think it falls to what we were saying earlier. It's the original ideas. People have been so I don't know led to believe that a horror film is supposed to follow this recipe, and when you see something different, a lot of people it misses for a lot of people.
Right.
One movie I really enjoyed that didn't do too well, but I thought was really well done. I wanted to see a second one to it was Last Voyage of the Demeter, where they took the preamble to Dracula
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
made a
yeah. I
movie
watched that.
for it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And
When did
what
that
they
come
did with
out?
that, uh, 2 or 3 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
oh yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
an AMC show.
Yeah, I
Are you
think it was
talking about
20.
Nosferatu?
They're on the boat.
No, it's
Yeah, yeah.
Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
never heard of
it
it.
is. It is literally like it's a section of the Bram Stoker's Dracula that you read through in not even a full chapter, I believe. But they took that
Interesting.
and turned it into a whole movie, and I thought they expanded on it really well. Let's see, it came out in 2023, August 11th, 2023.
Yeah, 2023.
Interesting.
But yeah, you take a look at that movie. It was. I thought it was really well done. It had just the right amount of kind of jump scares in it. The plot behind it was really well thought out and done. And I really wish they would have kept going with that one. But that one, Abigail, Terrifier. The Terrifier is an anomaly, I guess, because I mean he's that Art the Clown started off in like an anthology movie. He had like 20 minutes, and then he got his own
All
film.
Hallows Eve is what it was called.
Yep.
It wasn't it a
So I
short
mean,
film or something?
It was
it
like an hour and a half anthology. It was kind of
yeah,
weird. He crawled
Oh,
out of a TV.
yeah. He was just one of the small stories in that whole anthology.
ooh, okay, gotcha.
Another one like Trick or Treat with Sam,
Yes.
the yeah, the spirit of Halloween. I would love to
Love
see
those.
them do another one of those. I mean, they did a Kickstarter for a comic or a graphic novel continuing the story, but as many mentioned of doing it, I thought that one was done really well as well. But Yeah, I mean, what are some of the projects that you guys, if somebody from Hollywood said, "Here, take this, and we want you to create what? What would be like? You had the chance to create like a video game or a recreation or whatever movie. What would you do? What would be your main goal? Your first one?
I've always wanted to do Resident Evil. That's always been my favorite. I just remember I want I want that feeling again, and I want to give that feeling to audience members. I remember playing the first Resident Evil game, going through that hallway of the mansion, and the dogs jump through the window. That
Yep.
scared the shit out
Yeah.
of me. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I want, and those hunters, as you get further in the game, oh my god.
Mhm.
Like, I want to give that feeling and that rush to audience members, to that that remember those moments like I do playing that game, and give them that ride with that movie. I would love if we got the budget and the opportunity to do something like that.
As like a sole successor, if we're staying, because I'm gonna keep this in the idea of horror. I'd want to do Dead Space.
Ooh,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
Hell
such a
that's
great
yes.
game.
good.
I
Yes.
I think it was last year I played the like they did the remake, like they remade the first
Yep.
game and it's all
Mhm.
oh my god, like I get like making a, you know what, I remember they actually released a movie and I don't, maybe you guys know the name of
It
this.
was an anime or like an
There
animated one.
Yeah,
there
they
was
Yeah,
like
did the
anime.
there
animes
was a
of it.
live action movie I think in like 2007ish that came out, and I think it had, God, what's the actor's name? Have you guys ever seen 310 to Yuma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Bale.
You know the guy who plays like the, not Russell Crowe, but his like assistant, who's
Is
the
it
guy with
Christian
the
Bale?
beard. It's like Russell Crowe's like second in command. That's like really evil. I forget his name.
Oh, I can't remember. All right, let me look that up too. Hold on.
Is
Yeah,
it Christian
310
Bale?
Yuma, right?
no. Christian Bale
No,
plays
no.
like the
Yeah, he
protagonist.
was. Yeah.
It's like it's Russell Crowe's like henchman. He's got like pretty sure like a reddish orangish ginger beard in that.
So while you
But
look that up, fun story about Dead Space is I remember going to
Ben
GameStop.
Foster?
yeah, I think so.
Oh, Ed Foster's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's him. But but
Yeah,
this
Ben
guy,
Yeah, it
Foster.
looks like he's got
he
a
was in a
reddish beard.
movie in
Yeah.
like the early 2000s that literally it had come out right after Dead Space and it was just like Dead Space, but it
Oh, I
wasn't.
know what you're talking
You
about.
know what I'm
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. Sorry, I got confused. I thought you were talking an actual Dead Space movie. That's why I was googling it. I was like, I don't see anything, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah,
Where the
yeah.
twist at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. They like try, and I don't think it did very well, but like if I could, like, if a studio came to me, all this, this scenario, like a real hands down like perfect execution of a Dead Space is a film, I think it'd be the scariest one of the scariest films ever. Like if we're talking about the descent being terrifying in like caves, now you're just in fucking tunnels in a spaceship and there's these things bursting out of like, oh my god. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
remember.
even as a kid. Like
Yeah, I remember. I remember going to GameStop, and I actually bought Dead Space 2 used. I went home, having no idea about the games. I played Dead Space 2, loved it so much, went back and bought part 1 so I could play that one.
yeah.
Was it
It's
Pandoran?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think that
Pandorum. I just
yeah,
googled
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
It's
Pandorum.
it's very similar to Dead Space. It's just you could tell that they had inspiration, but it's just not Dead Space. But it's very similar.
Well, it's like
What it
Event
looks like to
Horizon.
me is what Hollywood would have done if they did a Dead Space movie back then.
Yeah,
Take all
pretty
the
much.
Dead Space out of it. Like
Was
oh, he doesn't get
Pandorum
cool armor.
was Pandorum fun to watch?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's terrific.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun one. I mean, it was one of those things that like back when I used to just watch cable TV all the time as a kid, I'd just be flipping. I think I went on the Sci-Fi channel and that popped up, and I was like, "Wow, this reminds me of Dead Space."
Oh, it's on Tubi. I'm watching that shit.
There you go. Then watch it.
Yeah.
Same.
It's literally like one studio or the other copied each other. It's pretty. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm with Tommy. I would love to make that movie.
Dead Space. Yeah.
Dead Space. Okay. So we got Resident Evil, Dead Space, Colton.
So I know this is gonna sound weird because this is not horror related, but a bit about
Doesn't matter.
myself is my favorite type of film that if I was just given $5 million to go make a movie, my favorite type of films I watch are not horror films. They're movies like Nightcrawler, Prisoners, personal stories. That's how I am as a director. So if someone was like, "Here's $5 million, go make a movie," so there's a little known anime film from the 90s called Perfect Blue. Fantastic thriller. Like, you don't even have to like anime. It's a really under your skin thriller. And I would love to, like, if someone was like, here's $5 million, go make it. Like, and I'd want to even keep it in Japan, just like the anime. But it's not like an over the top anime like Dragon Ball Z. It's like most anime in Japan is down to earth, just like normal,
Yeah.
TV shows shot here. And
There's a
so
lot
it's
of slice of
basically
life.
about, yeah. So it's about a idol, which is I guess a term in Japan, like a celebrity kind of idol person,
Yeah.
a pop star, and she's getting stalked by like a stalker. But there's some twists and turns. And is she crazy in her head? Is she not crazy? Is her manager out to get her? So it has all these twists and turns. And I because of the anime people that follow me, because working at Vic, they sent it to me being like, you got to check this out, because I never grew up on anime, and I watched it about 4 or 5 years ago. And I was hooked. And so, yeah, to me, it would be taking a film like that and then making it a live action.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
I know
Yeah.
the one you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's very, very creepy. It's not at all, for your viewers watching, it's nothing like a One Piece or Full Metal Alchemist. It's very, very drab and dirty Japan.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of that, like clips and stuff, I loved it. I need to sit down and watch that one.
So, Lights, you got anything?
As far as what movie I would make, or talking about Until Dawn, because I mean I got a lot of things I could say.
Mega Man. That's all I want. A good Mega Man movie. Don't say
Oh,
anything.
Mega Man! I love that game growing up.
Mega Man X. I want a good Mega Man X.
I'll touch back on Until Dawn, actually. So the problem with doing a movie based on Until Dawn is like, how do you handle that? Do you make it a shot for shot remake of the game, and then people's already played through that story and they know like what's going to happen? And then with it being a movie, you can't actually do like what the gameplay is, which is what made Until Dawn cool.
Yeah, you're out make your
is
own
like
choice.
choosing your own adventure.
Yeah.
So I personally like the movie was mediocre at best. Like, it wasn't great, but like I like that they didn't try to be like, okay, well, here's the actual 100% correct path that you're supposed to take in the game. Here's all the story beats. It's this mass killer, whatever. I like that they mixed in the different genres of movies, like every night. It was like something kind of different, kind of crazy every time they died or whatever. And then at the end of it, they do kind of wrap it in with the game as it being like a prequel to like the main events of the game, because the last shot of the movie is the van pulling up to like the lodge. So, like when it comes to like making games into movies, you kind of have to like juggle it a little bit, because it's not like with a comic book. Yeah, it's not like with a comic book where it's like you've got these stories made and you can like adapt them or adapt certain things. Like with a game, you're almost playing through a movie in and of itself, especially nowadays with like games like The Last of Us, Dead Space, God of War. Like these games are essentially like interactive movies now. So when you go to adapt something, do you just retread and it's like retread the same plot beats and stuff, or do you try to like mix it up? Now, in instances like Silent Hill or Resident Evil, I think doing something similar to like what the games do is preferable, but like with differences, of course. Like Resident Evil is a travesty in the film industry. Like it just is terrible.
I fully agree with you. I think take Resident Evil for instance. I think if you're going to make that, you can't necessarily make that beat for beat from the video game, obviously, because let's face it, and I've beaten every Resident Evil game, so I know how they play, is that, a lot of it is walking through an empty hallway, and it would almost be kind of comical having someone be like, oh, I don't have this key to this door. But so my kind of, if I was to make a Resident Evil movie, I would
I
leave,
need to find
in
these
fact, it's in the
herbs.
script I wrote, I would leave puzzles, I would leave the things that fans expect from the video game series, but underline that with a plot that's keeping the element going, because obviously you can't just have a 2-hour movie of a character bumbling around, be like, oh crap, this door's over here, and look at a map, and then but what you could do
Yeah.
is you could do that once. You like a great example, I'll just use this as an example. My short film for Resident Evil, which I think I sent to Sean, that is like a little 30-minute story. I actually have the characters where they figure out these puzzle pieces, and what I did is I made it a tighter like scope. So instead of a big outbreak, it's a serial killer who's mad, and he's using the T virus to affect his victims as torture. So they're investigating that. It's more of a personal story. But I even have a scene where I do the old thing from the first Resident Evil game where Jill Valentine does Moonlight Sonata as like a puzzle to open up a door to get into a secret kind of area to investigate.
The Goonies.
So like we were still going to have the keys. In fact, like there's a scene where they use a key to unlock a door that's going to have a diamond pendant on it. But in other words, you do it once in the film. You don't have the whole film about finding keys.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a difficult balance, which I don't envy anyone trying to recreate games into movies, because you're gonna have the diehard fans. It's like, well, that wasn't in the game, and then you're gonna have the people like, well, I've already experienced this playing the game. I
Yeah.
want something like set in the universe, but with like these
New.
characters that I know. So it's
Yeah.
like you're always gonna lose, kind of like in both camps with trying to adapt a video game.
True,
Yeah,
true.
so the chat brought up some movies. Muddscover says Amityville. Doing another Amityville horror. I think they've got 20 of those out now.
Yeah, I think the original was very scary to me as a kid. I remember that one.
The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
Don't touch
The Thing is a
Don't-
classic.
Yeah, don't mess that
Leave
up.
the Thing alone. Leave it
Yes.
alone.
Yeah.
It was
Leave it
perfect
alone.
the way it was. Tribute Toys, Trilogy of Terror, the third story. So I've still got to find Trilogy of Terror. He mentioned this a couple shows ago.
Yep.
I haven't been able to find it.
I seen it. He sent me the
Trilogy?
Popeye one, I believe. I need to see it.
Let's see. Chucky was horrifying.
Chucky,
Yeah.
Chucky was fun.
Chucky was fun.
Crypt
The
Keeper.
Crypt Keeper.
Yeah.
Tales
Tales
of the Crypt.
Yeah.
So,
One thing,
you guys, go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing for an original idea. I remember growing up as a kid, I really enjoyed the books that you chose your path. So it's like if you want to go down Tunnel 2, turn to page 76.
Yeah.
Choose your adventure books.
Yeah, I've
That was
always
fun.
wanted to do like maybe a series like that where we as filmmakers we film multiple possible directions and we leave the audience to make it interactive with the audience, and the audience votes like, do you want him to kill him or do you want to let him live? And then whoever gets the most votes, we go with that as far as releasing it.
Right.
And you release the story as the audience wants. And in the end, after you finish the whole series or whatever, then you release all the bonus content so people can see all that. But I've always enjoyed the ability as a reader, as a customer, I guess, to pick kind of the direction you want the story to go. And I would love to do a TV show like that, kind of like Black Mirror. What was the
Bandersnatch?
Yes, I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
then,
know
what-
Netflix tried to do that with like Bear Grylls. They put like a show up on Netflix where it's Bear Grylls and he's got 3 missions to accomplish, and you go through, you pick, left or right, and depending on where you put the mission, either succeeds or you die.
Oh, okay.
So seeing
Was
a
that
movie,
the Survivor guy?
yeah.
And for all the Silent Hill fans, there was an app called Silent Hill Ascension, which was a terrible story and just an awful experience, but it had like choose your own adventure stuff, and fans would vote on
Thank
like
you,
what
sir.
happened every day or every week, and you'd get to see the events play out.
Oh, okay.
But it was terrible. Don't mess with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think for something like that, I would want to get with some creative writers and come up with something original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. David Cornsworth's grandpa is a famous Choose Your Adventure series books. Edward Packard. Oh, look at that. The more you know. Thanks, Zach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I grew up reading those books. I loved them. I mean, they made reading fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yep.
it wasn't read this just all the way through. It was, you felt like like it was supposed to make you feel. You were in the book. You were the one choosing whether the protagonist gets mobbed by spiders or goes through a door and falls down a dark hole.
Gave me that feeling like the never-ending story.
Yes, yes. So I like that idea. I like the idea of doing like an anthology or movie series like that. That'd be really fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think audiences would love it because they're part of it. I mean, I think that's why a
Yeah.
lot of these contest shows, talent shows on TV are so popular, is because
Yeah.
the audience feels like they're part of the process. They
Yep.
get the
Yeah.
vote of who stays and stuff like that.
I also want to say, and I actually thought of this a couple of years ago, that speaking about anthology series, because I love it, like Twilight Zone, stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
is
Yes.
I always wondered, because you could do it on a budget, because Silent Hill is small town, couple of sets. I thought it'd be really interesting, honestly, if they did anthology live action series set in Silent Hill, but where it's like none of the characters from the video games, like you have a director write an interesting story, because if you played Silent Hill, the lore is every horror is different for every character. It's your own emotions, your own energy putting into those demons. So I think that would give them a lot of creative freedom, like the Twilight Zone. You'd have the Silent Hill fans eating it up, but you wouldn't really be ruining James's story or Henry's story or Heather's story. So I think
Right.
that would be a perfect kind of mix, is an anthology in the Silent Hill town.
Yep.
Dude, you said Twilight Zone. I remember growing up, maybe you guys have seen this episode, but there was an episode where these people were on a plane and it was just like creature out on the wing
Yes.
and it
Yeah.
was like destroying
Oh
the
my
engine.
god. Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
gremlin.
William
Yeah, like a
Shatner
little
was the guy.
gremlin looking thing.
Yeah.
That one stuck with me my
Yes.
entire life. That one
Oh,
was so good.
I still look out at the plane wings because of that. Every time I'm looking out at the plane wing, I'm like, am I gonna see
Yes.
it? Am I gonna see it this time?
Where the hell's that engine eater creature? Where the hell
Yeah,
are you?
literally. Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you ever watch Night Gallery?
What's up, Aiden? Thanks for joining us, man. Night Gallery?
Night
Night?
Gallery was Rod Sterling was on it, I believe, before
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. It's very similar to Twilight Zone, but it's got some really good stories.
Okay.
If you like Twilight Zone, you will like it. It's got some silly ones, but it's got some. There's one specific one, I won't spoil it. The guy finds a way to tap into some type of vibrations, so he can be like, tap, tap, tap. His test subject has cancer. He's like, tap, tap, tap. Now he's cured. So he's like, I'm going to do the ultimate test. I'm going to command his brain to die. Let him stay dead for a few minutes, then wake him back up. But he messes it up.
Ah.
Interesting.
And he spends years haunted. He's like, I know I did something wrong. So, yeah.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed those anthologies growing up.
you would like Night Gallery for sure. Because it's Rod
Yeah.
Sterling. It's the same thing. It was a show he was a part of.
Like I miss those moments, as a kid.
Same.
Just the weekend would come and you sit with your friends and have your snacks and you watch that stuff and go to the Blockbuster video and get movies.
Yeah. I mean, I think that those, like, this is me being old. Stephen King's Cat's Eye, I thought was really, really fun because it was you basically followed a cat through 3 different stories, and it was 3 independent. It was like 3 independent stories, but it had the same kind of main character, but not the main character,
Mm-hmm.
and you follow the cat through all these stories. And I like movies like that. You know
Okay.
that you have a central focus point that is shared between. You can obviously tell 3 completely different films, basically all rolled up into one. Um, I thought that was really and it seems like they tried to do that a few times and then just went away from it.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, Chud. Yeah, Mudskuffer's showing our age. Cannibalistic
Shud.
humanoid underground dwellers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was classic.
God, Invasion of the Body Snatchers a lot.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff
Yeah.
that has been put out there. When you look back at the older movies compared to the movies now,
Yeah.
it's the slashers about the only ones that hold up. And you guys are right. There's no originality anymore. So that's why I have really high hopes for your movie, for
Yeah.
Her Monster, to kind of set the bar and set the pace going forward for the horror genre. You know, it being, you know, hopefully the forerunner to inspiring other directors, writers, producers, whatever, to kind of take from your footprint and move in their direction, create their visions, kind of
Yeah. I
aligned
mean,
with that.
and yeah, we're in agreement, man. I want this to be successful for so many reasons because we want to keep creating,
Yep.
and to be able to do that, we need the fan base, we need the audience. Because I mean, movies are expensive to make, even independent ones, even on a budget. They're still expensive to make, and
Yep.
we need this material to resonate with people. So we can continue making. That's the goal, the hope that we want this to catapult this, so we can continue making more and more projects.
Yep.
Definitely.
I would love if somehow, if we got the opportunity, that Mr. Happy became like the next kind of like Terrifier to the horror audience. Like, not, and I'm not saying our film is by far not in that tone at all. I just mean in the
Right.
sense of we're the look. I mean, we already have plans where we're going to put a sequel if it's successful. Hopefully, we're all praying for that. But if it is, there, like I was saying earlier in the interview process of this podcast, there's stuff that happens that is bigger than the script, than what's happening, than what we're shooting, a bigger universe, a bigger plot point. So
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that we can put Mr. Happy, which is the monster in our film, on the map. And I truly think that especially American audiences are going to love it, because that, unlike a lot of horror scripts being produced, the writer of this, and myself as well, are huge anime nerds. So this takes a lot of inspiration from anime, from Japanese culture. The writer is Japanese himself, so like he's going to be bringing like a real shrine into set, and you know,
Nice.
to add some like layers to it. So I'm really hoping that we can have Mr. Happy like be like the next, where it's like, you know, Freddy Krueger or Jason, like that, like
Right.
you know, you put him on the box art and at horror cons, and it's like, oh, that's Mr. Happy, you know, like it just
Right.
where they just know him even before they know the title of the movie.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely. And then, yeah, build, you know, I mean, this is a word that's been thrown around ever since Marvel decided to use it. Build a whole universe around it. You know, build stories up in, you know, in the future that, you know, again, he might not be directly involved with it, but have him, you know, pop in the movie or whatever and create other characters that have
Yeah.
some connection to them.
Here we go, multiverse. He meets Freddy Krueger.
Oh shit!
Yes.
I'm still waiting for the Ash Williams to meet Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers movie. That's what I want to see. I want to see Ash Williams take that challenge on.
So,
Right.
see,
Go ahead.
We need the big sponsorship, Sean. We need Mr. Happy on Sesame Street learning lessons.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
That'd be funny.
All right, so we're at the 145 mark. There is a lot of people on here tonight, so we are going to kind of wind down. We'll go through each of you. Go ahead and promote whatever you want. Tell us about the current project, future projects, where they can find your information, where they can find the movie, and where they can find your pages.
Colton, lead the way.
So Sean and I just produced, and we're mostly done with the edit for a really high quality Splinter Cell fan film. And just like the other Silent Hill fan film I did, I'm a huge fan of the video games. I know Sean is, and most of the crew and cast that worked on it were. And we had Humvees in it. We worked with the United States Air Force on it, like actual airmen showed up. It's going to be really, really cool. So that's sorry, my phone's almost dead, so I had on the charger. That's coming out in the next couple of months. Fallout, we are going to be releasing with the Hype Cycle, the television series, for obvious reasons to get some views with that. And then I have my original feature film, Remnants, that hopefully, as long as our distributor doesn't let us down, will be hitting streaming services by November of this year. And that's a very much in vain Silent Hill type of mind horror personal story of a character and his demons.
Go watch the trailer on his YouTube page. It's amazing.
Definitely.
Sweet.
Tommy.
Yeah. So right now, I'd mentioned Whispers of the Witching Hour, which is my most recent feature film. We shot at the beginning of this year. If there's any paranormal fans out there, we filmed it in the Roth House, which is the first ever recorded human possession in the United States in the mid to late 1800s. This house was built in like 1860, but it is a paranormal, gothic, dark horror film, very Edgar Allan Poe-esque. You can watch it right now on Amazon Prime. Literally just on your smart TV, pull up Amazon Prime. You can rent it or buy it. If there's anybody here watching or anybody in the UK, it actually is a part of the 30-day free trial for Amazon Prime. So you can literally, if you get that 30-day free trial, you can watch the movie for free. It's also on Vimeo on demand, but usually people would rather watch something on their TV. And then, as we had mentioned, new Last of Us fan film coming out a couple days, July 25th. It's going to be on our YouTube channel, which is Indie Black Magic. Definitely tune in for that. If you like The Last of Us, definitely check it out. If you just want to see a cool action-packed apocalypse film, definitely go check it out.
Sean?
You okay, Colton?
Yeah, it's that dang charger. I'm trying to keep it up.
Every time it
It's
falls,
got
I
enough
think
juice for the
somebody's
rest of
like
this.
smacking it. It's like,
Yeah, it was
His
beating
wife's
me.
like, hurry up!
Get off the phone.
All right. I have a few things I'd like to announce. So, I worked with this team called AMP Marketing in Tucson. We shot a pilot episode for a TV series that we're trying to shop around right now. It's called Whom Shall I Fare? I play a a soldier who deals with some traumatic events, who gets out of the military, becomes a priest, and then it's a hunt with a PI military buddy of mine looking for this young girl who has been kidnapped, and we find out there's a whole story behind that. But and then I've been working on an independent film, a psychological thriller called Case of Acacia Thatcher. You can watch the trailer for that on YouTube. Case of Acacia Thatcher. Really cool. I feel like Eddie Murphy on this one. I play, I think, 5 or more characters. I play a noir detective, a couple monsters in it. And that one I'm really excited to see. We just wrapped principal photography on that one, but you can watch the trailer now on YouTube. And then fun little short film I did with Tommy earlier this year, Hunt Showdown. You can go watch on Tommy's YouTube channel. It's called Hunt Showdown Betrayal, and I'm really happy with what we produced for that one. And then, as Colton already said, Splinter Cell. That one he's editing right now, but you can watch the trailer for that on Colton's YouTube channel.
And it's going to be a full 30-minute TV show episode. It's like a full length, 20 sets, full character development. It's that's what's taking so long in the editing, but it's a full TV show episode we ended up shooting.
And one
Nice.
and one thing we didn't talk about is I'm really big into action. My favorite movies of all time are Predator and Terminator 2 and stuff with Stallone. And I'm also a stunt guy. I'm very athletic, so I kind of like incorporating that adrenaline junkie type stuff in my films. So I like to do my own stunts. It's kind of like Tom Cruise. So I did a really cool fight scene and stuff in Tommy's Hunt Showdown film, and is the tunnel the movie. We have a nice fight scene at the end that I enjoyed doing. In Splinter Cell, we did a bunch of rappelling. We we were downtown Phoenix in this 5-story building. I'll call it Crackville, and I'm popping out of the 5th-story window, rappelling down this building on the side of the street, a main street, and you just got all these like crackheads just walking down the street, like what the hell? You got this guy just jumping out a window on a rope.
Yeah, the
So
police were staring at him the entire time because we didn't have any permits, nothing. I knew the building owner, but yeah, Phoenix police, because I was down there with the camera, was like, "What the hell's this guy doing?" Because cops in Phoenix are not used to a dude just climbing out of a 5-story building.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that happens everywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
What's the channel to watch the Hunt Showdown fan film at?
Indie Black Magic. So
Indie
if you
Black-
look
okay.
up at Indie Black Magic, INDIE Black Magic, same as my Instagram handle. If you
Gotcha,
look it up
okay.
on YouTube, it will pop up.
Looking it up
There it
now.
is, found it.
Excellent.
Yep, I want to see it.
There's
When
also,
I put Indie Black Magic in, yeah, it came up immediately.
if
Yep,
you
there we
guys
go.
also, it doesn't have to do with horror, but I have a God of War fan film up there too that we did
Oh, hell yes.
last year.
I love God of War,
really
so
check
yeah.
that out. Kind of got buried a little bit in algorithm because it doesn't really seem like people really want a live action God of War, which is fine. But definitely go check it out if you're interested in it. It's a fun one.
and
I
then
think that's a shame. There should be.
Yeah.
I think they're working
And
on
then,
one. Isn't Amazon Prime working on something?
there was
Maybe.
talks about it because I have an agent manager, and I heard rumorville of it, and I was like, oh my god, you got to get me on God of War. And
I want to be Kratos.
yeah, but not much has been released on that one, so I think it might have got halted or something. But yeah, talking about the action. So her monster, of course, we're gonna throw some action, cool fight scenes in that. We're gonna have a flamethrower scene in that we're really excited to incorporate into this film. And let's see, what didn't I hit on? And then for bigger productions, this year I was involved in, as I told you earlier, the VHS, which I'm really excited for that to be released this fall. It's supposed to be released like right before Halloween, just in time for that wonderful holiday.
Excellent.
And then I'll give you guys this little tidbit because I can't speak much about it, but I got a little tiny piece of Fallout Season 2 on Amazon.
Oh, hell yes.
Hell yeah.
Very nice.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Boys, you know what to do.
Gold, you go first.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. As always, follow my IG, GoldMember150, my YouTube, GoldMember150. Follow my toy collab photography page, The Devil's Toys. We're currently running the collab Sexy Devils, which runs till August 5th. And we're on the track for The Devil's Toys to hit 1K, hopefully before the big Halloween event.
Awesome.
And that's it.
That's all I got.
Cool. All right. Follow me at my main account, light.camera.actionfigures. Follow my collab page as well, amp_toys with a Z. This Friday on Nostalgia Bait, which is a movie podcast that I do with Gold and a couple other members in the community, we will have Michael Bailey Smith on. He was the original Thing in the first Fantastic Four movie from the 90s, and also was in a Nightmare on Elm Street 5 as Super Freddy. And yeah, we're going to talk to him about what it was like making that movie, and also his cameo and stuff in the newest Fantastic Four, because the whole original cast is cameoed in the new one. So 9 p.m. Friday.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for sharing your story and everything about the movies, and giving us a
Thanks
little
for being here.
sneak peek behind the scenes and behind the curtain of how the adventures of creating an indie film. And hopefully your stories have inspired others in the community to kind of maybe follow their dreams and create their own.
Absolutely.
And if you guys want to meet us live, HorrorCon LA in September.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir.
Oh yeah.
And we will be there. We will be there running film, interviewing people, and running around like chicken with our heads cut off, trying to get as many people as we can. Because that is like that's going to be a cool event to go to. There is you guys can check out my link tree. There's like a TV guide listing of every show from the toy community, toy photography community, authors, writers. I'll be adding your guys' information to it too tomorrow, just to have you guys up there. If there is any special links you want me to put in the link tree, send them to me, and I'll add them in there too. Other than that, catch us Mondays on Ravens Across the Sands. Catch us Tuesdays for Devils and Ravens AF. And if you guys can stick around after we do closing for a few minutes, just want to grab a couple more little tidbits of information. Everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and share us out with everybody you know. And with that, y'all have a good night.
All right, have a good night.
Later.